Hey, what is up guys? It's Jack here, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. So in this one, we are going to be continuing our Biosyn Sanctuary build. Now, it's going to be somewhat annoying to plan out the actual enclosures for this. Uh, I had to actually put our dinosaurs in a spreadsheet and see which ones worked with each other. Now, I wanted it to be as close as it was to the movie. I didn't want to spread them out too much or isolate them too much, but we're going to be building 9 enclosures. 2 or 3 of them are going to be large ones, and the other ones are going to probably be solo, like the Therizinosaurus, the Giganotosaurus, the T-Rex, and the Dimetrodons are going to be solo enclosures. I will be attempting to make like something similar to a cave for the Dimetrodons, but as you guys know, this is Evolution 2, unmodded. There is no cave little prefab or whatever already created. So we will probably end up making like a valley with rocks in the end. Anyways, let's get straight up into the video. So unfortunately, as I said before, the map, it was really big. The map's really large, and I feel like the area that we were given for this Biosyn Sanctuary, it's not that large. So we're going to have to improvise a lot. So as I said before, we have 6 enclosures. Well, we have 6 planned enclosures. Realistically, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 enclosures. So we have to take that into consideration because a lot of these species are solo species, and they will absolutely hate any type of dinosaur that you put with them. Um, so that's something that we have to actually think about. Now, I have it all in a spreadsheet right now, so it's okay. But let's go over the planned layout for the map. So over here, we said that we were going to be putting our entryway into the actual valley for our vehicles, but we will also be putting the cave with the Dimetrons here as well. Now we can't do a actual cave for them because that technology isn't in this game without mods. So we will be doing our best to make like a little valley with a whole bunch of rocks. That's pretty much what our best option is. Uh yeah, that's pretty much our best option. Now, as we go further over here, we want to actually do the water feature that's in the middle of the map here, because obviously the dinosaurs cannot go to the river over there and drink water. So in the middle of this map, we will be making like a big lake, so the dinosaurs can actually, go and drink the water. Now, I believe the lake will be the center point of the map, and we will be putting our Biosyn fencing between that. Um, Now I can't really explain my whole thought process on the rest of this map without actually building it and sharing it as I go on. So let's just get into that. So first things first, we will be using sand to mark our vehicle pathways. Um, so pretty much what we want to do is we want to just continue this pathway all along over here and around. We don't want to go too far out from the trees, like the tree line that we have now, because we will be putting our Dimetrodons over here. Okay? Which means we can actually start branching out this way. And now we will be putting a path all along the sides of the, buildable area. So we will just pretty much be circling this entire area. So let's just go ahead and do that right now. Okay. So now that we have that done, let's actually put our water in the center. So this water is going to be very important because this is going to be where all of our water goes to. So we may have like a little pond here with a river that goes all the way to this main center water point. Now we actually want to look at the map for this one. And so we're gonna try to make something similar to this river that we have. So what we will be doing actually is we will be making this go down a little bit, like so. And then we will be extending it outward this way. We want to hide the end of the river to make it look like it goes towards uh, the Biosyn compound. We will be selecting this, the 3 times radius. Yeah. So we're gonna continue this outward. Note that this is going to be our, actually, let's go 4 times radius. This is going to be our like river to the pond, right? Or to the lake. And then here is going to be the giant lake, right? So this is our main center point for the build, right? Again, it's not that large of an area to be building. Kind of sucks. But the river will actually go over here. It's this area. Okay. And then now what we want to do is let's actually fill it up with water. So right now, let's just go with I want to say 2. I do not know how I'm building outside of the map, but it's just letting me for some reason. Yeah, let's just go with 2 right here. We're just gonna take this and spread it out. We're not gonna like fill it in like deeply yet. We just want to know where this water is going to be going. Okay, so something like that, right? And then we want to also just bring our water out this way. It doesn't matter what design you do. I'm just going to make it connect from one point and another point. Okay. And then we also want to give our Dimetrodons water, right? So this can actually go like all the way up here and through out over here. Now these guys want a lot of water. Now we have to actually think about this pathway as well, this road that we have. Um, so this all right here will be changed later. We just want to make sure that they have a way for water to get to them. Okay. Now over here, this is where the water would be the most. Now I don't want to make this entire area just all water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be leaving a lot of this outer area open so we can put trees along the pathway of the road. And then this area just has water in it. Okay. Now, realistically, what we will be doing is we will be putting our Biosyn fences through this area, right? Through the water. Okay. If right now we can just kind of skip that. Because we want to also think about our pathways at the moment. We don't want to put our fences down and realize, oh, we need to place an invisible gate here. But, you know, the fence is either through the water or it's just the gate is just going to look like this or something, right? When the fences actually go, we don't want to have to like mess with that. That's something I noticed with my parks. Um, I always put the fencing down and then the roads. But I'm gonna be trying to do this a different way. So we're gonna be putting down the roads and then the fences. Okay. So we want to actually take our road and go along the outside of the water area over here. We don't want to follow it too closely. We just want to get it enough so we just have pathways. Okay, something like this. And then it can just connect right here. Right? Same thing on this side. We can do it right here, honestly. Right? Where it just disconnects right here, goes down. And then we just have a road that goes back around and connects. Okay, we can't really do it right here. But what I will do is I will place this one right here just for now. If it works out later on, then it will work out later on. Now we can't obviously put some pathways right here. But yeah, so that's pretty much all we're gonna do for the pathways. Let's take a higher look at this. Where is it? Camera? I can't do this. I can actually. Um, yeah, I can actually. So this is what it looks like. Uh, now our T-Rexes, since we have 3 of them, they're going to be in this area right here. Right, we have to put 9 enclosures in here. So our T-Rexes are going to be right here. Our Therizinosaurus probably end up being like right here or right here. Our big herbivore enclosure will be next to the T-Rexes right here. Right, just this big chunk right here. Dimetrodons are going to be right here. So that's currently 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're probably going to put our medium carnivores like just along this whole area right here. That's like 6. And then we need our Giganotosaurus. Again, we're running out of space here, so I'm probably gonna have to take out some of the water area, which is fine. We could like put our. I don't want to put them there. Yeah, so we just want to space this out. Spacing is a big issue with this game, especially with maps that are bigger than they need to be. But yeah, so this whole area right here, this can be definitely condensed. So we just wanted to make a large thing so we can just do some changes to it later on, which is what we're doing right now. So we just kind of wanted to create a base and then go off of that base, right? So here, for instance, we can actually take this out, give some more land right here that we can deal with, right? Obviously, these little rivers right here shouldn't be too big. The vehicles will have to pass through them. So we don't want to make these too big. I'm not doing this correctly. Okay. Okay, and then over here as well. Again, we don't want to make this look like an extreme like water park. We want to give these dinosaurs some space to actually roam. Dimetrodons are different. They're a different story. These guys like water, like a ton of water. Okay, let's just make this not look unnatural. Actually, put some more land in between these two. Okay. Maybe just something like that. Okay. Let's actually give more water right here and then take away some. Yeah, like so. Cool. So this is our water features now. I'll just take the terrain that we have here and just smooth it out. We can just keep this as like a natural leveling point. We can just do that for all the sides of the river. Okay. So we can actually start placing down our fences. Now, it's gonna be interesting because we can obviously have fences all along the end or the outside, but if I'm being honest, we kind of have to have fences all along the outside, don't we? Hmm. Yeah, we have to. Damn. Okay. So we're just gonna follow this path and just put fences all along the outside of this pathway. Okay. Now that we reached the end, we can actually start looking at what our layout looks like now. Okay. Cool. I actually didn't do this area. I don't want to put the fencing for this area over here yet, until we have all the rocks placed down, because I don't want to have to deal with placing the rocks around the fence. Especially if I don't know where the rocks are going to be, because there's going to be a lot of placeable objects here, right? So like rocks, trees, different little things just for them. So that's where that will be. Now we can actually start building up this entire area with other fences, so we can start spreading things out. Okay. So first things first, we want to place our main gate right here, and then we want to think about what we're going to do with our enclosures. So this area doesn't have any water. We can easily get some water to here, but what we want to do is before we get out of this area, we want to just connect it from everything else. Okay. So this area will be closed off right here, and then we'll place a gate right there. Okay. So this is already one enclosure done, right? You still have to connect water to it though. Okay. And then we're gonna have another area right here. Like so. Now this is one of these cases where I want to place this down first, so I know what I'm placing. Like so I know where the fences actually are going to go. Okay. So, and then we connect this one right here. Okay, so that's number 2. Okay. Number 3 will be right here, placed on our fence. Just like so. We can take down this one right here. Just reconnect it there. Now this one is going to go to the water area. We have our river there. And then that one's going to keep on until all the way over here. Like so. And then we'll be placing another gate right here. All right. Then on this side, we're going to just extend our fence all the way along this side. So, and then we have one more enclosure. So that's 3 out of the 9. So this is where most likely our Therizinosaurus or raptors or medium or our smaller solo ones need to be. Okay. And then this is where we can actually start making larger enclosures. So we need to take into consideration some of our animals are very, very hostile towards other ones. I'm actually going to change this area a little bit because this is where our entry point for our Dimetrodon is going to be, right here. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have our Dimetrodons like have the entry to the cave right here. I guess we can put like a little gate down right now just because. Right. Now, every single area of this map doesn't need to be filled with dinosaurs. We could have like other areas that are kind of just isolated from everything and, you know, just spread out. Right, it doesn't all have to be dinosaurs. You know, obviously we can be waiting for more dinosaurs to be shipped here and all that stuff, but as of right now, like this area right here, it could be used for a dinosaur or it couldn't, you know, we could just not do something there. Now, what I want to do is I want to put a dinosaur in the middle part right here. Now, I think I want to put either the Therizinosaurus or or just have it for. Oh, I feel like this big part shouldn't be for anything. I feel like it should be for like an actual dinosaur. So what I want to do is I want to have this go here and around and then just cross right here. Okay? And then have this one follow through all the way to this other side. And now we can just have this go to this other side right here. Like so. And then we just disconnect it here. Now, I need an entry point for this one. I'm thinking about it being right here. And then we can just connect all of this to right here. Okay, so that's another enclosure right here. We might have to add more water to this one or just give it some water from over here. Okay. And then I was going to put the gate right here. So, and then have this be a pathway. So, yeah. Let's go this way. I know that these paths are huge too. This is just so we can actually have some space to put our trees. Okay. And then so we just have a pathway into here. Nice. Okay. Now actually we can make this an enclosure as well. I kind of want this one to be a little bit bigger. This makes sense. This actually makes sense. Hold on. So if I have this be our Dilophosaurus enclosure, it does make sense to an extent. For that. Connect them. Okay. So logic here. Dilophosaurus, Dimetrodon cave, cave exit. Amalgam comes from over here, right? The gate's right here. This is the gate that they exit from right here, right? Dilophosaurus enclosure. These guys enter a car and they run into Owen and Claire and Kayla, right? At the tower, which we can obviously, I don't know, put the tower right here or something, right? Then our Giganotosaurus can be like, I don't know, in this enclosure or in this enclosure, just somewhere nearby, right? We assume that the fences are down at this point, or something happened, so just have these dinosaurs in this just one area. The Therizinosaurus, we can have the Therizinosaurus honestly just be like right here, or right here, somewhere where Claire actually had to like go to and go through it, because the walls right there, it can honestly be any one of these enclosures. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. So let me actually take a look at my layout right now. So Dimetrodon. We have a Dimetrodon enclosure. We have an enclosure right here. This can be for Pyro. Honestly, that can be for Pyro. Okay. I don't think the Atrasiraptors are here, were there? I'm gonna keep them off until for later. But yeah, I'm just not gonna include them in the final outcome. There's Xenosaurus. We have that enclosure. Okay. Velociraptors. We have the Jurassic Park 3 raptors, right? Okay. We got those. Velociraptors. I will think about those. If I don't need to put those in, then I won't put those in. So we have what? There's Xenosaurus. Or I guess Giganotosaurus. There's Xenosaurus. Velociraptors. Pyroraptors. Dilophosaurus. Dimetrodon. Yeah. I will be placing the Dilophosaurus away from the other medium carnivores. Yeah. Okay. Now if we continue upward, we have our, let's just make our large herbivore enclosure real quick. This one's gonna contain 1, 2. This one's gonna okay, this one's gonna contain a lot of dinosaurs. So yeah, so we want to have our T-Rex enclosure right here. This is a weird place to put some fences. Let's do this right here. And do this right here. Okay. This can connect. Like so. I don't know where that's gonna go, but that's gonna go that way. This one's gonna connect to this one. Okay. Now this is most likely gonna be our enclosure for our herbivores right here. Our T-Rex enclosure, I want it to be right here because this is where the movie ends with them by the Biosyn place. I also don't want to cut off the water here. What I can do is I have this go all the way around. So, and then we cross this right here. Is this as far as it goes? Oh, it is. Okay. Cross this right here. Have this go around. Like so. Now this guy's gonna need water, so we can allow them to get the water from here. Okay. Get rid of this real quick, because I don't like how this one is. We can have this cross. But we don't want it to end there. Okay. And then now we just want to put some gates down because our enclosure for our T-Rex is going to be like right here. Okay, and we're going to have 2 gates right here. Alright. This one. And this one honestly can just go and connect it there. This one can go all the way over here. Connect on this side. Let's actually put this one in the center of the island. Okay. So that's our T-Rex enclosure. This can be something else. Medium carnivores, maybe? I don't know. I think that can be medium carnivores, actually. Yeah. So we have our T-Rex enclosure created. Giganotosaur. You said there is, you said raptor, Raptor, Dilophosaurus. I kind of want to put the Velociraptor somewhere so we can actually probably disconnect these two. A gate down here. A gate down here. Connect this one to the end. And then have this one go just through this enclosure. There. Okay. 2 more enclosures. This can be for Velociraptors. This one could be for Giganotosaurus, or the other way around, whatever we want to do. So Pyro, Veloci, or Pyro. Pyro, Dilophosaurus. We can honestly put anything here. But our Okay, we at least have a Giganotosaurus enclosure. That's the important part. So we have T-Rex, Giganotosaurus, Dilophosaurus, Dimetrodon, Therizinosaurus. This one's gonna be Baryonyx, Allosaurus, and all of them. Okay. This gate, we will place this gate right here. Okay. A little bit too small for the bigger ones. I might just take this and that's a bit better. Medium carnivores. Large herbivores. This water will definitely have to go outward more. Right? Okay. Let's smooth this out. Okay, like so. Just have some randomness going on with the water here. I think this might be enough water. We might have to add a little bit more inward because this is where we're gonna have our feeders for our fish. And we'll also be putting like feeders in this area as well. I actually will be expanding this area a bit more water-wise. So, okay. I will be expanding this to include the fences in the water. Same thing with this right here. Okay. And then right here as well. I was just thinking about the trees. If we're gonna have trees, then the trees probably won't be able to be placed on the line for the fences. Some of them are okay to like not have it, but some of them are just like maybe we should. That was my thought process on those ones. Okay, we have the large herbivore enclosure done. Cool. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We have some extra enclosures. Maybe. I don't know. If we need to split up some dinosaurs, we can. We have some extra enclosures. But these two right here, they don't have water. So I was thinking we could make this cave connect to here, give these guys water, connect back over here. Then we have another exit over here for the water. That goes to here. Okay. And then if we want, we can also have this go here. Instead of it going this close, we could have it go around. Or we can just have the pathway go through instead of having it go here. Okay. And as you know, the Arzinosaurus enclosure had like a decent amount of water. So we could either make this a Therizinosaurus enclosure or this one. I'm still in favor of this one being the Therizinosaurus. This is just a lot of water, honestly. Not needed. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Okay, let's just smooth out the ends of the pathways. Or of the pathways of the like rivers and lakes and all that stuff. Okay. And I think that's pretty much our layout. We have gates everywhere, right? Connecting all the enclosures. Cool. Next things next, we want to place down our ranger posts now rather than later. So we know where we want to actually put like hills and stuff. So we're not just placing them down after we made all of our terrain changes. With like the different, like we want to make hotspots basically. That's what we want to do. And these hotspots actually will be where our ranger stations are. I still don't know what this name of this building is. Research outpost will be. Ranger stations. Yeah, so the buildings are going to be in the same area. So, like I said, we're going to be trying to follow the map from the air with the airport on it. Means we can close this and go to the airport map. Now, the airport map, it's a straight path from here to there, right? Which means we're going to want to probably delete these different pathways real quick. Okay. So, right here to here, right? There is a power. This will be our first point, right? So this is where all of them are going to be disconnecting from. So we can have a tower. Honestly, this is where we start taking down a lot of the stuff that we made just because of convenience purposes, right? To give the enclosures more space. Honestly, we can make this curve, right? Taking out... Oh, there's not even a gate here. I didn't even have a gate there, apparently. Right? Yeah, I didn't even have a gate there. So this is where our first research tower will be. And this is where everything else will branch out to, okay? So boom. Right? There's one of them. Okay, so it branches out to 2 over here, 1 over here. Okay, and so our 2 can be... Well, this one can actually go right here. right? So that's the one in the middle. This is the two that's going to be right here. Now, if we need to place more, I will be placing more. Okay. Boom. One. And there's another one over here somewhere. Okay, we can do there. Okay. Then we have a couple more right here. We have like 4 of them. We have 4 extra ones over on this side somewhere. So basically, we just want to create 3 pathways, honestly. That's the main goal of this, right? So we have our main one that connects from here to here. And then we have them branching out straight this way and then around and around. That's honestly the goal here. Right, the count of them doesn't really matter. Since our map is not going to be in sync with the airfield map or the map with the airfield on it. So I'm just gonna stick them where I think that they would probably be the best. Okay. Here, this is the Dilophosaurus enclosure, right? So we want to give them a reason to actually go to this tower. Actually, those are the amber mines. Actually didn't see that. Interesting. Okay. So there's actually 4 different connections from here. Now you can't do 4 connections from the path. Right, so we'll just be spreading them out. Yeah, it's not gonna matter. Okay. Honestly, this is another one of these enclosures where I will just take out this back pathway here. So this can just disappear. Right, which means this can just disappear as well. Because again, we're dealing with size issues. So we just want to accommodate to the largeness of the enclosures. Okay. Boom. Okay. Got those going down. Let's move this guy a bit. And move you over here some more. Like this. Yeah. Okay, then you can go here. Let's move you. Move you over here more, just out of the way. Because we're going to want to put trees behind that one. Okay. This one can go right here. This one can go right here. Okay, this one can be like in the middle of the field almost. This one can be like right here. Alright. I think that might be it. I kind of want to take out this path all the way back here. Give the dinosaurs more space. Yeah. Yeah, some of these towers will be accessible via the paths. Others will not. Because again, we want this to be like kind of like our main pathway, you know? But this one, we will just be putting down right here. Moving this. Just like that. This fence we can get rid of. Now this path we can just honestly just have it go around. Right, something like that. We don't want it to go all the way through. We want to make our paths connect with the towers a bit. Okay, this one. Actually, hold on. Let's do this one first. All right, this one can just connect it there. Right. Stuff something like that. Because this is where our ranger stations, our feeders, you know, if they need like meat feeders, this is where that would be. Okay. That one's hard to get to, so I probably won't be doing a path to that one. This one can easily be done. Okay. This one here too. This one's actually gonna have a large area right here. This one we can't really get to. Here, we can do like a little path though. Just to make it look like, oh, it's accessible, but it really isn't. It really isn't. That's where we put the fences in the water. Okay. This one could honestly just be whatever too. This one doesn't have any. This one could just have a checkpoint right here. And yeah. So let's place down our ranger posts. Right. This is just to get our ranger teams out to our, just to go around the park. Right. So the positioning of these doesn't really matter. We just want our ranger teams to be like wandering and all that stuff. There, and then I think this is our last one. Yeah, perfect. All right. Now a ranger team. Additional ranger team. Task scheduling. Nice. Okay, you guys need to be connected via tunnel, which means we can take you now and connect you here. Then from here, we can connect you here and to let's do here. All right. Okay. And then here we can connect you to here. All the way over there. Have our outer ring. Like so. This one can connect down the center. To there. Okay, this one could just connect to here. This can connect to there. You can connect to this one. Nice. All right. So we only have two, right? That are not linked. Okay. Means this connects. This connects. We'll actually be connecting this one to this one. So this one doesn't have to connect to this one anymore. And then so from here we have this one connecting to this pathway. And then this one's connecting to this pathway, but this one we want it to connect here as well. And then this one can connect over here. Which means you're not connected to anyone, which is okay, which is good, actually. Alright. And then we want a station in the Dimetrodon area, but we also have a different plan for the Dimetrodon area. This is where we're going to put our hatchery. I'm actually going to remove some of the water from this area or back here a little bit. Right. So now we can place you guys down. This is not facing the right way. Okay. Which means we need a connection point here, which we will be using our power hub. Okay. So, the way you can think of this, right? The way you can think of this is our power station, this back door, this white door, right? This could be the tunnel, right? And so this is connected to this outer track. And then this one connects over here. Like so. Or instead of this being connected to the pathways, we could have this take an alternate route all the way up here. And then just have this one connected right there. Something like that. Just something weird and totally random for our pathways. Right? And then this can be just connected right here. And then we have our pathway connected to it. So. And I don't think I actually placed my fossil center. So if we want to make this an area as well, just another little random area, we can. I'm just not going to decorate this area. This area is not important to me. This is just a little area just to hide things, you know? Yeah. Cool. So we'll come back to this later when we want to design this. But that's essentially going to be the little tunnel area. Okay. So this is our layout for our tunnels. You guys would need to see it. You guys can see it. But that will actually be it for this episode. I know it was just laying out the park and making the rivers and all that stuff. All of the terrain changes, all of the terraforming and all that stuff, that will be when we make the separate enclosures, right? So like when we just go throughout the park and actually make the enclosures. Now the enclosures, what I'll be doing for those, I'll be doing them one per episode. So this is gonna take a while to actually continue and make. There will be some episodes where I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, we have these two enclosures, right? Or these three enclosures. I'll make those all one episode. If they're a small enclosure, I'll make them combined episodes. If it's something like the Dimetrodon or the large herbivore enclosure, the medium carnivore enclosure, the T-Rex enclosure, you know, those will be different. Those will be just one episodes. The smaller ones will be just an episode combined. So we'll be doing that. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this one was kind of like a type of video. You know, it's just like not, you know, it's just kind of like a filler episode, basically. We will be back on Tuesday with another one of these episodes. And then on Thursday. So this is going to be our main series for, I think, the next 2 weeks, right? So this week and the next week. So the next 3 episodes we'll be doing this. And then I'll be putting it for Thursday viewings as we do something else on Tuesdays. So I'll explain that more later next week. When the schedule is actually going to be, you know, a thing. But for right now, just know that the next 3 episodes are gonna be for this Biosyn Sanctuary. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys on Saturday for my live stream. We will be playing. We'll be playing something. We'll be playing. I think we're probably gonna try to do Minecraft again, or we might take a break for Minecraft for that week because we want to do all the other stuff that we were talking about in that live stream. So I think we will be going back to modded on Saturday, the modded Jurassic World on Saturday, and then on Sunday we will be doing, I don't know, I don't know, I haven't planned that far ahead. We'll be doing our live stream on Saturday and Sunday, so check that out. Noon Pacific time. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode and on Saturday.